What's up and welcome back everybody to my channel, The Hiking Candle. Today I will be talking about a headlamp that a company called Nitecore came out with not too long ago called the NU25 Gen 1. This headlamp here weighs only 53 grams or 1.86 ounces. It became one of the lightest headlamps in the entire market. It outputs 360 lumens. It charges with a micro USB. It became one of the most popular headlamps for ultralight backpacking. This headlamp here has very simple modes that you can cycle through when you're trying to go through different light settings. And yeah, that's that for this headlamp. And then Nitecore did something very interesting, and they came out with a brand new headlamp called the Nitecore NU25 UL. And this basically stands for ultralight. This headlamp weighs 45 grams, which is basically 1.59 ounces. It comes outputting a total of 400 lumens. It also uses a shock cord instead of the strap, which basically is what makes this headlamp lighter than the other headlamp. It comes with much bigger buttons, which is much easier to use if you have gloves, and bigger fingers. You actually now have a light indicator that tells you how much battery is left, and all you do is just press the power button once when the whole thing is off. And it has four indicator lights, which basically indicates 25% for each battery life. My headlamp is at 2 lights right now, so it's at 50 or less percent. So I definitely need to charge this up very soon. It charges with a USB-C cable, which is finally what I've been waiting for. It allows me to use only one cable to rule all my electronics, and that is nice. So I decided to take this headlamp out for a walk in the woods for 2 days, and immediately I was so freaking disappointed in this headlamp. You cannot even imagine. It's just this one thing that bothered me so much about this lamp. Everything is good about this lamp. I loved it, except for one thing. And I will let you know at the end of this video. But before I let you know about what I hated about this headlamp, I want to tell you about all the functions and modes through these two headlamps, so you can understand how they work before you end up purchasing either or. So yeah, let's dive right into the video. So let's just really quickly go through all the modes that this headlamp has. So when you get to the low, this is 1 lumen and it lasts for about 160 hours. So you have the mid, which is 38 lumens, it lasts for about 8 hours, and you kind of have to cycle through again to get to the high, and it is 190 lumens and it lasts for about 5 hours. Then when you press and hold to get to turbo, that is the full 360 lumens, and it lasts for only 30 minutes, which is unfortunately not a lot of time. So definitely use this in emergencies if you really need to see something, far away, and hopefully that will help you. The red light, the low red, is 0.9 lumens, and it only lasts for about 68 hours, which is actually a pretty long time. It's good for, to use a red light. You're not blinding the people around you in camp. So this is definitely something to, it's very good to have a headlamp with a red light. And the high red is 13 lumens, and it lasts only 7 hours and 25 minutes. So then if you cycle through all the reds, so you cycle low, mid, and then you press it again, you will have a flashing red light. And this is the full 13 lumens, and it's just going to keep flashing like that, and you can just press any button to turn it off. In order to access the CRI, which basically is the floodlight, it's a light that is like a wide angle, so you can basically see more around you instead of a spotlight, which is, you're looking forward. So in order to access that, you basically press and hold the power button at once, like when it's off, you just press and hold the power button and you will get that light here, and it's just not bad on your eyes. So you can definitely, you can shine this in someone's face and it won't hurt their eyes, but just, don't shine it in their face in general. So it's kind of tricky to get to the beacon light on this headlamp. So you kind of have to know this before. If you don't know how to get to this, you'll probably never get to the beacon light. So once you cycle through all of the low, medium, and high, you get to the turbo. You hold the power button once, and you hold it for 3 seconds. And then it will go to the SOS, and then you have to press and hold once to get to the beacon light. If you wait more than like 2 to 3 seconds, you won't be able to get to the beacon light. You have to press right after the SOS to get to the beacon light. That's very important to know. So that is all the functions for this headlamp. Okay, so now I'm going to cycle through the modes on the Gen 2 Nitecore headlamp. So we have, when you turn it on at first, you press and hold, and it turns on both the spotlight and the floodlight at the same time. So you can cycle through these modes. So this is the low, this is 60 lumens, and it lasts for about 10 hours and 25 minutes. Then you switch this mode by pressing the power button, and it goes to your mid, which is basically 200 lumens, and it lasts for about 4 hours and 40 minutes. Then you click it again to the high mode, and this is 400 lumens, which is the most amount of lumens it can output, and this lasts for about 2 hours and 40 minutes. So when you cycle through the different modes that it has, once again, we click the mode button and it brings us to the spotlight. So the spotlight has 2 modes, and it is low and medium. The low is 60 lumens and it'll last for about 10 hours and 30 minutes. Then you click the power button in order to get to the medium mode, and that only outputs 200 lumens, which lasts about 4 hours and 15 minutes. Then we switch over to the floodlight, and the floodlight also has only 2 modes, and that is low and medium. So this is the low. It also goes up to 60 lumens, and it only lasts for about 10 hours and 30 minutes, just like the spotlight. However, when you click on the power button, it goes to the mid mode of the floodlight, and this lasts for about 4 hours and 10 minutes instead of 4 hours and 15 minutes for the spotlight. Now we cycle through to the red. The red light that we have on here is going to only be 10 lumens. It does not have a low and a high mode. It only has 1 mode, and it will last only for 16 hours. So it's not bad for a red light. I definitely think that the red light on here is a lot better, just because it has a lot more lumens going into the red light. This one has 13 lumens going into it, and this only has 10. In order to switch through the modes, just like the other settings, you basically click the power button in order to go through to get to the slow flashing red. And when you click that, it will go to the slow flashing red, so that you can use when you're biking and you want just people to see that you're there. In order to access the ultra low mode on this headlamp, and the ultra low mode is basically 6 lumens, and it lasts for approximately 45 hours of runtime. And in order to access that, you have to click the power button twice, and that will access the 6 lumens. In order to access the beacon, so let's turn that off. In order to access the beacon and SOS, you're going to press the mode button twice, and that'll get to the SOS. When you want to cycle through to the beacon, same thing. You have to click the power button, and that will get you to the beacon mode. And there is no runtime for the beacon and SOS. I don't know why they didn't have that. I guess they never really run this headlamp for long enough to know how long the beacon and SOS light will last. In order to lock this headlamp, what you do is you hold the power button and the mode button at the same time for about 3 seconds, and that when it blinks 3 times, it's going to be locked, and you can press any button. And so basically what happens when you try to press any button, it will just blink. So instead of this headlamp having the the little red light that blinks on the button, it's kind of annoying that this thing has to blink, you know, a really bright light when you're trying to unlock your headlamp, which is kind of annoying, but still, you know, it's fine. But yeah, and to unlock this headlamp, you basically press and hold both buttons, and it will unlock it for you just like that. Pretty simple, you know. That's how you lock and unlock this headlamp. So that is it for this headlamp and the modes that it has. And now I will get to the one thing that is going to get me to send this headlamp back. And that is... You hear that? Yeah, that. Just that. So when it's on my head, and I'm walking in the woods, and I'm going on rocks, and and I'm like, my head is, you know, bouncing up and down. This headlamp is bouncing up and down with me, and it's annoying. And apparently, like, I'm just looking at the inside, it's very loose, and I have no idea how to tighten it. I guess this is just a factory problem, like manufacturing problem, but unfortunately this thing just annoys the hell out of me when it's on my head. Other than that, it is a amazing headlamp, and I think that if you are new and are trying to get one or the other, I would definitely look into this headlamp. Maybe this is just the only one that I got that was just like this. Maybe the other ones are actually better. But I've also seen reviews where this also happens. But hopefully if you order this isn't the case for you. Please let me know in the comments if you guys are having the exact same problems as I am. This is really, really, really sad, but yeah, I'm gonna be letting go of this thing. Yeah. Well, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully you've learned something new and something very, very useful. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Peace.